It's easier to just make a video of this than try to type it all up on the forum, so sorry for the squeaky chair, but here we go. So when I turn on the radio and I'm messing around in the settings, you know, mapping a channel or something, and the radio's on for a while, all of a sudden it will just go blank. The screen will go blank. And I'm not talking about the screen going dim when you leave it for a minute. I'm talking about the LED goes out, but you can still see underneath, or the backlight goes out, I should say, but you can still see underneath some of the writing. You know, if it says channel 3, you'll see that under there, still lit up on the LED, but the backlight's not lighting it. And then but it's frozen. It's not like I could just turn a knob or something and the backlight comes back on. The radio is frozen, and if I try to do anything, nothing happens. That whatever was reading before it froze is still on that screen, and it doesn't change. The only way, of course, to stop it is you turn the power switch off and it goes off. Now if I turn it back on, the same thing will happen quicker. What happens is it does it after a while, as if it's getting hot, as if something's getting hot. And then once it's hot, you turn it off and you turn it back on, it instantly dies then, because whatever's hot's already hot. It hasn't taken that long to warm up anymore. Now you'd think, oh, maybe the voltage regulator. I tried changing one with the newer upgraded voltage regulator. That didn't help either. So I know it's not that. But anyway, I'll try to make it happen now on screen. Okay, here we turn it on. There's your backlight. Boom, off. Okay, it does it quicker now because it's hot. So you could, if you look closely, you could still see, perhaps, I don't know if the lighting's good in here, but you could see, yeah, there you go. You could see the numbers underneath. You know, the plastic, you still see them in there, but they won't change. If I turn a knob or anything, nothing's changing in there. So it's somehow frozen in that state. Now if I shut it off, you'll see those will go out. Let's see if I can get it on the screen better. Okay, the numbers will go out. Now if I turn it back on, the same thing's going to happen, but even quicker now because it's already warmer. And now it won't even turn on. See that? It's how bad it, that's a cool down. But I don't know what this is. It happened on another radio, and the thing is, it freezes up so quick now you can't even turn on long enough to flash it back to the original firmware. You have to let it cool for a long time, like a few hours. You got to get the ST programmer up on the screen and ready to go, and have the radio, the USB, the board, everything ready to go, all plugged in. All you do is you have the ST programmer up. You plug the radio in, and instantly you have to already have the old firmware loaded and everything, and you just instantly flash the old firmware as quick as you can do it before the radio freezes. And then once you get back to the original firmware, this problem's gone. So that's what makes me think it's something to do with the firmware, or, you know, a conflicting, you know, code in the firmware that's causing something to heat up or something. I don't know, but you know, the last radio that this happened to, I thought maybe there was something. I got it back to regular firmware, and then I resoldered the 4-pin connector, thinking maybe that something was wrong with my soldering. And when I was loading the firmware, maybe one of the bits of information got corrupted because of a bad solder joint, which I guess is feasible. And when I redid the solder joint and, you know, reloaded the software, it worked. But I don't know if after time it will do it again, because this one was working fine. You know, this has the new firmware and it's working fine for a long time. I have the radio on for quite some time, and then all of a sudden this starts happening. So I don't know. That's the situation. So if anybody has any feedback, let me know.